Greetings. Welcome back to the Urban Bread Podcast, Birth of a Nation. I have pulled a few cards and I'm going to go ahead and get into this reading. But first, we want to give thanks to the Most High Mother and Father for keeping us and for getting us through that weekend. I hope everyone had a nice weekend and happy Monday to everyone. So we're going to get right on into this reading. We're going to give thanks. We're going to give praises. And let's see. I can see right now that for the collective at hand right now, you're receiving your justice. You are receiving justice right now. You are receiving everything that was meant for you. You're receiving equal. The scales have balanced out. The scales have balanced. You're receiving your justice because of all the hard work that you put in, and you never lost focus. You never lost your integrity through everything that you were going through. Somebody is in regret, though. Somebody is in regret, heavy regret right now, because they're disappointed. They feel like they're at a loss, and they're grieving right now because they misjudged you. They misjudged you, and now they're in regret. You are probably the one that got away. Right now, you are being celebrated, and you have a lot of friendships and maybe romantic relationships coming in. Yeah, because you're being celebrated right now. That's probably why this person is in regret, I'm sure, because you are receiving your justice. Whatever cycle you closed out, or maybe whatever relationship you walked away from, you are receiving that justice because you stayed focused. Like I said, you remained intact with your integrity, okay? And someone is not happy about that. With all the distractions that were thrown your way, you never lost focus. Somebody is focused on their coins right now, baby. That's exactly what's going on. Let me pull some more cards and get into it. But just know that the scales have now balanced out in your favor and you are receiving your justice, right? The Sun card also came out right here. This is a celebration of success, happiness, a rebirth. So a lot of y'all have gone through some spiritual awakenings and you have experienced a rebirth, okay? The rebirth normally occurs, well, I'm not going to say normally, but it does occur after you have gone through like a rough patch, a rough cycle or whatever, right? So you came out of something, right? And you came out, like I said, with your integrity intact. You came out with your mind, you stayed focused. You stayed the course through everything that was thrown at you. You never lost sight of what it is that you wanted to do. That is why that rebirth came out. You obviously learned something. Let's see. Okay, heartbreak residue. So you have someone else, past wounds affect the present, old emotions reappear suddenly. Healing is still in progress. Okay, you're still healing, but you let go of some of these things. You are letting go of some of the old emotions and the feeling that kept you stuck and stagnant. Somebody was obviously being emotionally manipulative to you, and you've come out of that. Either you're healing from it, because all of us are on different timelines. We're not on the same timeline, most of the collective, but either you are on that healing journey or you have healed from heartbreak already. So the fact that Justice card came out and the Sun card came out, you are the one that healed. You are the one that healed and you moved on, and somebody is in deep regret because they misjudged you, and right now you are being celebrated. So they are watching you being celebrated. You healed your heart, obviously, and if you haven't healed your heart, you are healing your heart, but somebody is in regret about that. Pull from my tarot. Like I said, I'm using this, I don't know if I said it already, but I'm using this classic tarot deck, and I'm using the Urban Truth Oracle. Let's see. So the next card we have to come out is the Page of Swords. Yeah. You gained mental clarity on something that was probably weighing you down. And you moved away from an energy that misjudged you. Yeah. Somebody's up and stuck in their head. They're going through a lot of anxiety. Nightmares, insomnia, despair. They're in despair because, like I said before, they fumbled the ball. Mad because you're receiving your justice. Mad because people are celebrating you. Yeah. You have a lot of positive energy surrounding you right now. And whoever this fool is in regret because they misjudged you. And it's probably a few energies and more than one person that silently judged you, and now they looking crazy, because they misjudged you. So now all they could do is watch from the sideline. Baby, y'all have people losing sleep over whatever it is you have going on. Yeah. They losing sleep behind it. They mad that probably whatever you doing, they probably said you couldn't do. But being that you are and receiving your justice, they in regret. Well, they should have had more faith in you. But oh well. Let's see what's next. Judgment. Judgment. The Judgment card came out. Yeah. You see how the trumpet has sounded? That trumpet has been blown. You're receiving your justice, and those people who misjudged you, probably mistreated you, they're under heavy judgment right now, But yeah, you went within, and you obviously had an awakening because the rebirth came out, and the rebirth came out twice. It's on this judgment. That's exactly what's going on. So the scales have been balanced. Let me show you something. With the Judgment card and the trumpet sounding and the Justice card coming out and the sun coming out, that's a rebirth. That is definitely a rebirth. So it was something that maybe you were supposed to cut off and maybe you were supposed to end, and you're being divinely guided. Whatever path you're on, you're being divinely guided. So just know that the scales have really balanced in your favor, okay? You have an inner calling. Yeah, the person or those people are under judgment right now. Maybe that's why whatever they have going on is still stuck and stagnant. They're not moving, as fast as you. Because whatever you got going on, your coins and your pinnacles coming in fast, baby. Because you have the Justice card. And they are up at night thinking about whatever you got going on. Maybe dreaming, maybe reminiscing when they once had you in their energy. But being that some of you have walked away from some people, some relationships, you have them in heavy regret. They wish they had handled you differently, though. Pull some more cards. Yeah, the Queen of Wands card came out, and it came out in the upright. You took your power back. You standing in your power. They didn't think that you would be, or that you would have the courage to do so. But you sitting on your throne right now. So I don't know if we have any Pisces out there, Aries, but we have Pisces energy, Aries energy out there. We have earth signs and air signs out there. Libra, fire signs, Sagittarius, Leo, Taurus. Yeah, water signs, Cancer, Scorpios. Those are the signs that we have out there. But yeah, they didn't think that you would have the courage that you had, or that you have to start whatever it is you start, and you did it without them. So that's definitely your justice. See how that Queen of Wands sitting on her throne? You sitting on your throne now. Yeah. The scales have balanced in your favor. Let me pull some more from our Urban Truth Oracle. You've healed from a lot of heartbreak. You've healed from a lot of heartbreak, and you are focused on your goals and your dreams. The next card come out. You're not obligated. You don't owe anyone your time. You're free to choose differently. Your boundaries deserve respect. Yeah, okay. You don't have to feel bad about leaving people behind. You don't have to feel bad about leaving a person behind. You know, you can't save everybody. You know, sometimes you have to just save yourself. You free to move. See, some of y'all probably thought that y'all was stuck in certain situations, or maybe stuck at certain jobs, or just, you know, stuck in certain family dynamics or whatever. But you remember the what movie was that when she said there are no debts in this house? Okay, you don't owe nobody nothing. Who you owe everything to is yourself. Okay, you're not obligated to nobody. Go ahead and if you haven't already, set those healthy boundaries. Yeah, you deserve the respect. That's why somebody mad, because they didn't think that you would have the courage to move on. They didn't think that you would start putting yourself first. Okay, you walked away from people that were probably leaving you depleted. Yeah, and you walked away with your dignity and your respect and your head held high. Okay. Let me see. The next card to come out, you already know. You already know. So for a lot of y'all, maybe this reading was confirmation, but your intuition has spoken. You sense the answer deep inside. Now it's time to follow it. For a lot of you, even if you haven't walked away, you're in the process of walking away. And if you're thinking that you don't have the courage to do so, you do. Because this is your confirmation right here. And to step out on faith, okay? Step out on faith. You're going to be okay, because it's your justice. You are going to be just fine with leaving people behind that you know you had to leave behind. Maybe walking away from a relationship, maybe walking away from certain family members or friend groups, you know, walking away from people who were depleting you, and from people who you were obviously pouring into and what they weren't pouring back into you. Okay. So just know that once you do that, if you haven't already, that will be your justice, and they will be able to receive that karma that they're supposed to receive for misjudging you, maybe for breaking your heart, not treating you right. But they will be under heavy judgment if they're not already, okay? But I can tell you right now, for a lot of y'all have a lot of people that are losing sleep. They really are in deep regret about what you have going on. They in regret because they're not a part of it. You know, they wanted to benefit from you. They wanted to continue to benefit from you. I have to realize it's a such thing as spiritual court. So a lot of these people, these karmics that you dealt with or whatever, they're under judgment. They're under spiritual judgment, okay? Next card. Overreaction mode. Someone is blowing it out of proportion. Emotions are louder than truth. Drama heats up. Yeah, that's because, let me tell you something. You had people around you that probably were trying to convince other people that you were always the problem, that maybe you were the one that they couldn't get along with, and maybe that you had other ulterior motives, but it was actually them. They blew everything out of proportion. They overreacted all the time, and now they sitting around looking like a fool. Now they up at night can't sleep because they keep thinking about what you have going on. Now they are in regret, and they probably upset because you being celebrated. But like I said, this is your justice. You know, that was them overreacting to everything, trying to get everybody to be on their side, having all them flying monkeys. I don't know if y'all used to hearing about flying monkeys, but usually that happens when you're dealing with a lot of narcissistic energies. You know, they try to get everybody on their side. They overreact purposely because they want you to be looked at as the villain. But they are in regret. They regretting all those moves they made, all that small talk and gossip that was going on behind your back. They in regret about that because now they looking like a fool. They looking crazy right now. Your spiritual team making sure that they look crazy because of the way that they did you. So the next one to come out is the Knight of Swords. It came out in the upright. Yeah, you are charging. You're moving full speed ahead because you're ambitious. You're driven. You're definitely going to succeed, okay? See, you're moving ahead, charging ahead, not looking back at all. This is you. That's your energy. And this is them. This is them. Okay? In regret. Losing sleep. Some of y'all had to walk away in order to receive the blessings that God had for you. You had to. You had to leave some people behind because you were never going to receive that, and you were never going to see the fruits of your labor if you still had certain energies, you know, just pulling on you and tugging on you, especially people who were not pouring back into you. You know, when you are around people and it's not reciprocal, when the energy is not reciprocal, they're keeping you at a low vibration, and you can't really manifest like that. So you had to remove yourself from a lot of these energies in order for you to receive your justice. And for a lot of you, you had to remove yourself in order for those people to receive their karma, you know, because karma is for everybody. Okay, none of us are exempt to receiving karma. You're going to either receive that good karma or bad karma. And for a lot of them, they're receiving that bad karma right now because they've been placed under judgment and the trumpet has sounded, but it took for you to walk away. So you receiving that good karma right now. So just know. Yeah, the next one to come out is the Five of Pentacles. You have Taurus energy out there. Financial loss, lack of mindset, loss, isolation, worry, need, poverty. Yeah, some of them, this how they feel right now. You see it's snowing right now. Yeah, they feeling like they left out in the cold now because you left them behind. It was all warm and sunny when they was up under your energy. It always is when you are part of the collective and you are chosen, divine feminine, divine masculine. You know, that's exactly how people are going to feel. Your energy, the light that you exude, that it makes people feel safe. You understand what I'm saying? Because it's healing energy. But now they are feeling lost in the cold, like you left them behind, you know? But they did it to themselves. They did it to themselves because they didn't use their own intuition. And when I say using their own intuition, they misjudged you. They were probably listening to what other people had to say about you, listening to other family members, listening to other people who they thought were their friends or whatever. But between them not having their own mind and the people gaslighting their intuition, they lost you, you know, they fumbled you, and now they are in regret. Now they looking stupid, and now they feeling like they left out in the cold, but they did it to themselves because they could have been right there. But for some of them, it wasn't meant for them to be around, you know, to take part in your justice, in your come up, in your glow up. So a lot of them had to be moved out of the way because that was part of your lesson. You know how they say at the end of every lesson is a blessing if you learn the lesson, you know. So they have to go somewhere and heal and get their own shit together because they can't continue to benefit off of you, because that's what a lot of them were doing anyway. Yeah, the next card to come out is the Star card. This is the Star card, okay? You are the star. It came out in reverse, but I'm not going to take it in the reverse. I kept it in the upright because this is good fortune, rejuvenation, you know what I'm saying? Spirituality. So a lot of you are on that healing journey, and a lot of you have healed already, okay? This is why that sun energy came out. All of these, the sun energy, the star, the justice, all of that deals with your awakenings, you know? And that's because you awaken to some energies. You awaken to people that you had around you, or you awaken to a person that was around you that just wasn't pouring into you. You know, they were leaving you depleted, and you have those energy vampires out there. So you woke up to those energies. You know, you took off the rose-colored glasses, and now you see things clearly, and you decided to walk away and leave those people behind. But I can tell you, they are in heavy regret, and they are in regret because they didn't cherish the gift that they had, maybe that God gave them. You know, they didn't appreciate you. They just didn't pour into you, and they fumbled you, and they are in regret because you have done exactly what you said you was going to do. The things that they thought you couldn't do, you are doing. You are doing right now. You are succeeding. You are seeing the fruits of your labor. You are being celebrated. You know, your coin is up. A lot of y'all have got your finances back in order, and those people or that person is in heavy regret because they really and truly just want to be a part of your come up, you know? That's exactly what it is. So even it's good that you walked away from a lot of those people, because they wouldn't have been around for the right reasons anyway. A lot of them are only around, or were only around, for what they can gain. You know, whatever they can get from you, or whatever they can take from you. Okay? I'm going to pull a couple of more cards, and then I am going to close. I already know what I'm going to call this, okay? Align with your truth. When you follow what feels right, your life falls into place. Clarity leads you to your next step. So y'all are on the right path. Whatever you are doing, keep going. You are on the right path. This is your justice. Just know that you have some people in regret. You have aligned with your purpose. And if you haven't, you are aligning, you know what I'm saying? Because you are healing. You're still on that healing journey. But just know that everything is going to fall into place, okay? You have gained a lot of clarity, okay? And it leads you to your next step. So trust the process. Don't be scared of the process, okay? I'm going to pull another one, and then I'm going to get ready to close. Next card to come out. Emotional detox. Clearing old. Let me tell you something. That's some confirmation. A lot of y'all have detoxed, and you have detoxed emotionally, okay? Clearing old attachments. Cleanse your heart. You're releasing what weighs you down. Healing begins with honesty. You had a lot of dishonest people around you, okay? So now that you have cleansed your energy from a lot of those energies and those people, you are glowing up. You understand what I'm saying? And if you haven't already, this is what a lot of y'all are being called to do. Do an emotional detox, okay? People that are pulling on your energy, people that are weighing you down, people that you know don't mean you no good. You need to go ahead and detach from those energies, from those people, okay? But for the majority of you, this is your justice. The scales had to balance, and they balanced out in your favor, okay? So keep going. That is my reading for today. Thank you all for watching. I will see you next time on the Urban Bread Podcast, A Birth of a Nation. Hopefully this gave some clarity and confirmation to a lot of you all. Peace.